he did actually use a weapon. He used something as a weapon in that gym to knock that kid down.
And so upon hearing that he had a weapon, I immediately thought, can you imagine if what he hit him with was that thing he uses for pegging in his purse? Bro pushes him, immediately grabs for his peg from his purse and hits him with it. Coach Greg, in today's video, breaking news on the Wes Watson case. Now, many of you thought that this was staged, that they had planned out the whole thing from start to finish. Think of it. Why do they release certain parts of the altercation, later release another part, but not the main thing? Why not see exactly how the fight first started? And so, turns out, Wes Watson, he used a weapon. And so, he looks pretty tough when he's wailing on this guy while he's screaming like a little girl. But what if you were to find out that the reason that he was screaming was because he was being poked in the eyes? And so essentially what was happening is that they were trying to cover it up, trying to make it look like this guy deserved it. After all, there's footage of him approaching Wes Watson. He did in fact lay his hands on him, but here's the thing. There's something that happened between the part where you see him shove Wes Watson a little bit, which does give Wes Watson the right to defend himself. But there's something that happens between that point and the part where you see him hitting the guy 9 times while he's screaming and not fighting back that he didn't want you to see.
You guys, I'm not going to glorify the violence. I don't glorify it. I'm not like you guys. I've lived that life my whole life. It's new to you guys. You guys like that shit because you never whoop no ass. I don't condone violence.
And so after that transpired, he took a weighted belt and smacked him in the face. You may be thinking, yes, that in fact is justified. He approached him. He has the right to defend himself at all costs. But remember, he's standing there with 3 of his friends, and so essentially it's 4-on-1. If you're in the gym, 4 of you, and a man approaches you and he challenges you to a fight, it's debatable whether or not that is okay. Do you have the right at this point to use a weapon? If you, for example, had a thing in your hand that you press a button and it releases something, do you have the right to end that person so that he's no longer with us? It depends. If you're out on the street, one-on-one, it's 2 in the morning, there's no one around, I feel that's a different circumstance than if you're in a gym with 30 people with cameras rolling. And so, yes, some of you are going to say, guy deserves it. You have the right to think what you think. You have the right to think and feel the way that you want. But remember, should you not at least be given all of the evidence? Do not have a story painted one way when, in fact, it's quite another. And remember, this is the same guy that's, let's just say, a little bit slow. Perhaps a little bit on the spectrum, a little bit slower than last time. Special ed, if you will. And so Wes Watson, he's quick to say, I'm not a man of violence. I normally just walk away. I don't escalate things. I'm not about that life anymore.
I don't condone violence. Why do you think every time someone talked and talked and talked and filmed me and filmed me and filmed me, I just was the bigger man and I said, fuck it. The guy's just talking. He don't know what he's going to get. Just let him talk.
But remember, at the same time, he still wants to be seen as an alpha, perhaps to make up for the fact that many people saying, he used to get pegged in prison, perhaps with his girlfriends and so on, that perhaps he's not as macho as he perceives himself to be. And so he wants to be seen, perceived to be a tough guy. Notice the tattoos on his body, his neck, the fact that he's on performance-enhancing drugs, the fact that he curses, yells, and screams even at guys who are hired to do a job, mow the lawn at his house and so on, which of course he rents. And so he doesn't want to show you how he actually got that man to the floor. I mean, if the people saw him using a weapon, that he in fact perhaps, I don't know if you want to call it this, but he cheated? Are you really that much of an alpha if it requires you to use a weapon when you have 3 of your friends standing right next to you in order to put this special needs man onto the floor? And once you get him on the ground using a weapon, he doesn't pose any immediate threat anymore. And so you can argue that it was okay to use the weapon, that its friend could have kicked him when he was down, that the man in fact deserved it. But what about those 9 punches, the eye gouging, the fact that he had to be carried to a hospital by ambulance? Remember, this took place in a public gym. And so where do we draw the line?
Dude came up, he's about 7 foot, and big ass dude, and just wanted to start a fight. So it is what it is.
And so obviously, it's cooler to show you hitting this guy and saying he was a 7-foot monster. He was gangster. It sounds a lot cooler to beat a 7-foot Loch Ness monster who's a gangster than to say I beat up a special needs kid with a weapon in the gym with 3 of my buddies.
I don't condone it. I'll walk away. Even if you're talking shit, I'll keep stepping. I'll walk away. I don't want to hurt nobody, okay? I don't.
If that were true, I would believe it. If he didn't use a weapon, if he hadn't have continued to hit him 9 times, I would be on his side. And so imagine Coach Greg and Derek from More Plates, More Dates, we meet up at the gym for the first time. He sees me, walks over, and shoves me. Why are you talking about my turkesterone, the fact that it's not actually real? Why don't you just mind your own business? Can I then take out a weighted belt and slap him in the face and poke him in the eyeballs, kick him, punch him 9 times? Just because I have actual turkesterone from Uzbekistan that's been proven by third-party testing, independent labs that checked the turkesterone of the fitness industry and discovered that I was the only one who was being honest? Even though he's a 6'2" monster. Derek, slow your roll. You want to buy some from me, Derek? I'll give you a discount. Code Greg, 15% off. And remember, there is in fact a money-back guarantee and a $20 gift card. And so if you're still buying turkesterone from somebody else other than HTLT supplements, well, I don't know if you can ask for your money back or if it's too late. Oh, here's a better idea. Use their product, you've already bought it, and then use mine next and compare. And when you see the difference, make videos and talk about it. I want the entirety of the world to finally realize the benefits of actual turkesterone from the plant Ajuga turkestanica. Remember, we actually sell this plant. It's proven, have the receipts, while the other companies, they get their shit from China, from a copycat plant. It's not even the actual plant that's been labeled on their labels.
Even though there are some in there, it's at such a low level, we don't even know what plant are in these products at this point because it's not matching either of the major compounds that you can detect.
It's not even the actual plant that's been labeled on their bottles. And so if you want the real deal, you want to know what all the fuss is about, you got to get it from HTLT Supplements. Code Greg, 15% off.
And he used something as a weapon in that gym to knock that kid down. Well, what if I told you he used a weapon on this kid to put him down? He did actually use a weapon. He used something as a weapon in that gym to knock that kid down.
And so upon hearing that he had a weapon, I immediately thought, can you imagine if what he hit him with was that thing he uses for pegging in his purse? Bro pushes him, immediately grabs for his peg from his purse and hits him with it. I was hoping that was it, but hey, I was wrong. But boy, what a story that would have been. Peg Watson pegs another man by hitting him in the face.
Wes went over and took a weighted belt and smacked the kid across the face, knocking him down, then pulling his hair, eye gouging him with the fingers in the kid's eyes, which is why you saw him screaming in the video. And his friends were standing around with dumbbells. They got dumbbells in their hands. One of them kicked him while he was on the ground. Then that's when you see the footage start again. When Wes goes, he gets on top of him, starts kicking him, punching him. And that's the footage they didn't want you to see.
Weighted belt. Are you sure it wasn't just his purse? I hope he gets charged. This isn't self-defense. Peg Watson, nice one, bro. 4-on-1 and using a weapon. That's Peg Watson Alpha Behavior 101. And so John Bravo, who's breaking this story, he writes, Due to ongoing criminal and legal challenges, I am only allowed to release limited amounts of information. The owner of Elevation Fitness clearly wasn't completely transparent with me, and the footage Wes posted is heavily edited. His story was also different than that of the eyewitnesses, trainers, employees, and the official source, which I have stated in this video. The official information along with hidden security footage may be released in time when it is legally allowed to be. Stay tuned, everyone.
So they were hiding that entire part. The reason as to why, like I said earlier, they hid that because they don't want us to know, because Wes would look like a pussy to all of us. Now, why did the owner not tell me this in his original testimony? And I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. You know, maybe he's really close with Wes Watson. He didn't want him to look bad, but he never told me it. That's why I never included it. And now I have confirmed with an official source the story of what actually happened.
Everybody send this video to your favorite Wes Watson call out dude and tell him to suck my f***ing dick and pull the fuck up.
I don't know why these guys keep requesting other people to suck on their Turks when they can just simply greg their own Doucettes. I mean, I don't get it. Why do you need other men to come and suck on your Turk when you can just greg your own Doucette by yourself? Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the album. Don't forget to go and check out John Bravo's channel and see what he's saying. He's all things Wes Watson. You want to know any updates, go and check him out first. Don't forget to watch either of those two videos next. And of course, you can pick up the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Harder Than Last Time clothing line. And if you got no money, get the free diet and training program. It's close to 50 pages. And join the 400,000 plus newsletter subscribers. Don't forget to enter code Greg to get 15% off. Of course, you want to get the Turkesterone, the GO2 Max, and the brand new GLP Max. Less appetite than last time. Get rid of those cravings. And until next time, I am out.